Next item on the agenda is the city manager's report. Pete?
We had presented to you in the business document the financial report for this month, and would bring to the council's attention that the financial report for this for June 30th, ending June 30th of this year, accomplished many of the goals which you'd set out in mid-year when you were in a discovered your financial crisis or were in the midst of it. The goal at that time was to rebuild that fund balance. You were down to about close to 8.2% of fund balance, which the state local government commission begins to send out letters and gets very concerned over the operations of the city at that time because you don't have enough cash flow, if you will, to carry you forward in the new fiscal year to pay the bills in those initial months before the taxes begin to come in from tax payments and the billings that'll go out from the county here in the next month and a half. It also, if you had an emergency, has problems there with trying to meet the expenses should a hurricane have come through, let's say, in the month of July, August, September. Of course, we're now getting into that season where we really begin to see them pop up in August, September, October time frame, mainly in August and September. So those can, and have in the past, I believe, cost the city over $1 million even though we get reimbursements from FEMA and in some cases the state. Of course, the state's having its own financial problems right now. But had we not had any reserves there, that it could have been in dire straits, and like I say, FEMA will reimburse portions of that, but it's a long time in coming and a lot of documentation that has to go into it. The ending fund balance, you had budgeted to return to fund balance for the fiscal year, $416,000, and at this point in time, it looks like preliminary numbers subject to audit that you will return to fund balance over $900,000. So due to the hard work of the mayor, council, staff, particularly in the staff and those departments that have sacrificed a lot here, made a lot of tough decisions on your part and a lot of hard work on these folks to my left over here. There's a lot of effort that went into this and building that fund balance. I would say that the city is still not out of the woods. We're going from an 8.2, and if that number holds up, we'll be at a 17.5 or 6, something like that, fund balance. The local government commission for a city this size would like to see somewhere in the 30 or more % of fund balance, and that's of your general fund expenses to carry you through. I mentioned earlier that we're running into the season of tax collection, that cash flow area there, needed reserves to pay the bills during these months, hurricane season, and with the economy the way it is, people are in foreclosures on property, people are slower to pay their taxes, as we've seen in this a slight dip in the collection rate, not only in the city but the county as well. Also, we're faced right now, the state has still not adopted its budget, and we could see some revenues being withheld that are state shared, ABC revenues that come to us, beer and wine taxes particularly, and the possibility of a elimination of the privilege licenses provisions of the state law right now, where cities are able to issue privilege licenses and get revenue off of that, and that would be in each one of those cases about $75,000 apiece for the city of Roanoke Rapids, or about $150,000 total that could impact your budget. You budgeted for it, but because of the state's not at this point in time anyway having approved a budget, and very likely will make some decision, and I think the privilege license probably is going to go away, And so that would have been a hit on the budget, and don't know yet on the ABC or beer and wine tax distribution yet, but that's two major unknowns right there that because of the state's problems, financial problems, could impact the city of Roanoke Rapids. So I would say, again, that with caution, it is very good, positive statement to be able to say you are building and we are building the fund balance back. At the same time, caution everyone to not lose sight that we still need to keep building that and not dip into that fund balance except for emergency situations if at all possible.
And that moved us up on the fund balance unreserved to about 1.9 million.
Is that right?
Correct.
That is correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rely on Melinda. Melinda's
Yeah.
here to answer any more
Melinda,
detailed
you have any
questions about
comments?
No, sir, he said it all.
Okay, thank you. Well, I want to thank the department heads and all the employees because, you know, for the things that they've done and making this possible. And we're certainly not out of the woods, but we're certainly not going to start spending either. We're going to hold the line on this and increase this fund balance more. Any councilman have any comments about it? Okay. Okay. We have no public comments, no other business. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you very much, gentlemen.